What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking Monday Night Raw. Huge news coming out of Monday Night Raw. News that I didn't expect to be getting on this show. We have the leader of Retribution has unveiled themselves. And guys, I'm sure if you've read the title, you know who it is. But we are going to get right into that from the jump, so stay tuned. Right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the review. So following a match where somewhere in the middle of the show, Ricochet, Apollo Crews and Mustafa Ali took on Hurt Business and lost to Hurt Business, Mustafa Ali found Hurt Business backstage and told them, look, I'm not standing for any of you guys rubbish anymore. He said specifically to MVP, meet me in the ring, we're going to do this. So MVP and Mustafa Ali were having a match in the ring. Hurt Business looked like they were going to get involved, cornered Mustafa Ali, looked like they were going to lay a beating on him and get the match thrown out, more or less. Lights started flickering, guys. Lights started flickering, and you know what that means. Retribution are in town. As Retribution surrounded the ring, MVP asked Mustafa Ali, are you with us or against us? Mustafa Ali looked like he was going to stand alongside with the Hurt Business, which is a bit of a double entendre because earlier on in the show, MVP had actually offered positions in the Hurt Business to either Apollo Crews, Ricochet or Mustafa Ali. So this might have originally looked like Mustafa Ali was joining the Hurt Business, although he was just standing with them, seemingly to take on Retribution. As they all got kind of excited that yes, Mustafa Ali's on board to kind of take on Retribution, Mustafa Ali slid out of the ring and came and stood in front of T-Bar and Mace. Now it looked like he was about to take those two on. Bobby Lashley, MVP were like, yeah, that's it, go at them sort of thing. When Mustafa Ali turned around, looked at the Hurt Business in the ring and ordered Retribution to go after them. Guys, I couldn't believe it. I'm not one to make reaction videos, but if you saw my face when that happened, I thought, what? Mustafa Ali? And they beat up Hurt Business, guys. They beat them up, threw them into ring posts, ring stairs, like it was absolutely crazy. Retribution stood tall, and the imagery of Mustafa Ali amongst Retribution was absolutely crazy. I'm not too fond of this thing that, you know, Mustafa Ali done this thing originally, but now it looks like Dark Order-ish from AEW, so he might need to come up with something other than this. But Mustafa Ali is the leader of Retribution. I'm sure all of a sudden investment in Retribution has went up by at least 50%, because Mustafa Ali is a great wrestling mind. We can see what he does, you know, in the ring and stuff like that. His ability is crazy. But, you know, I think some of the promos that we've seen from him, as well as some of the production aspects that he's brought to the table in the past. I remember specifically he was kind of shooting his own SmackDown promos at one time. Very good stuff. And, you know, if he's got a hand in kind of speaking on the future of Retribution, this can be good. This could be good. This could be different, at least. You know, they've all of a sudden made Retribution somewhat interesting. And we're yet to see how Ricochet and Apollo Crews are going to react as Mustafa Ali as the leader of Retribution. I thought it was something special that, you know, T-Bar, Mace, as big as they are, were standing amongst this little man in between Mustafa Ali leading these two giants and the rest of the Retribution gang. I'm not too sure if Mia Yim and Mercedes Martinez are still a part of Retribution. Obviously, they were nowhere to be seen this past week on Raw. But guys, Mustafa Ali is the leader of Retribution. Let me know below in the comments what you think of that. I mean, it's taken quite a long time for us to get to this point. Direction has been given on Retribution in the last few weeks, and now this, completely out of nowhere. We haven't had like a massive talking point on Raw for the last few weeks, so literally out of nowhere. But yeah, let me know what you think. The show actually opened up with Randy Orton. He was in the Legends Lounge. Obviously, it was just empty. It was just him. And he was kind of talking through why he attacked every single legend last week and the kind of sadistic way he went about doing that job. Ultimately, he is challenging Drew McIntyre to another match at Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship, and I just can't help but think they are going to put this title on Randy Orton, because they probably still have sights of doing Randy Orton versus Edge. It's probably going to happen. I think I've said in the past on this channel, I'm not interested in another Randy Orton and Edge match, especially for the WWE Championship. I think if they want to have a match, then fair enough, but leave the WWE Championship out of it. But it looks like they are very determined to do this. I'm sure Randy Orton will pick it up at Hell in a Cell now. How many times can he really lose to Drew McIntyre without looking bad? Anyway, Drew McIntyre burst into the room. They had a pull apart brawl, obviously warming up for their 6-man tag match, which was going to be the main event of tonight's show. First match of the night was Asuka, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke taking on Natalya, Lana and Zelina Vega, and this was really more or less a throwaway match. Like, why are you treating Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, like this? I just do not know, but hey, it's happened. Throwaway match completely. One thing I did enjoy from the match was Mandy Rose's V-trigger kind of knee strike. Really good. She done it last week, she done it again last night and got the win. I think it's a really good finisher. She makes you look very good as well. So Mandy Rose, Asuka and Dana Brooke got the win. Soon after, we saw Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax come out, and they had eyes straight away for Lana and Natalya. Zelina Vega was out of there. Nia Jax picked up Natalya to put her through the announcers table. Lana fought Natalya off Nia Jax. Nia Jax then picked up Lana and put her through the table. Third time now. What kind of message are they trying to send? Is this for Miro, Rusev? Is it just for Lana, just to crush Lana? Who knows? But this is the third time Nia Jax has put Lana through a table. I won't go into too much detail, but the 24/7 championship changed hands a couple of times on the show. Drew Gulak pinned R-Truth for it before Drew Gulak, Tozawa and R-Truth all jumped in a bin, had a scuffle in a bin, in a dumpster, and R-Truth came out as the 24/7 champion again. We had Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy defeat Humberto Carrillo and Dominic Mysterio. I think the main story that was going on here was the dissension between Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. At this point in the night, Murphy was not happy with Seth Rollins at all, and he wanted Seth Rollins to apologise for how he's been treating Alea and the Mysterio family. He was not happy at all, and of course Rollins was refusing to apologise. Throughout the match, Rollins was always shouting, "Don't get in the ring until I tell you to, I don't need you, you need me," sort of thing. But Buddy Murphy was actually the one that picked up the win here, and once he picked up the win, he walked straight out of the arena. So Seth Rollins was kind of left with egg on his face, saying that he didn't need Murphy, but Murphy was the actual competitor that got the win for them in this match. Backstage, Murphy had been given an ultimatum by Rollins to apologise to him by 10 PM that evening, so we were going to wait and see if that happened. Guys, before I get on to the rest of the show, if you are enjoying the review, please make sure you smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. We thoroughly appreciate it right here at WrestleManiac UK, and it does loads for the channel. So if you're enjoying the review, please hit the thumbs up button. We had a segment of the KO show where he basically called out Bray Wyatt. Now, Bray Wyatt didn't actually come to the ring, but he appeared on the Titron and was just doing Firefly Funhouse kind of stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of went over my head. I know in the end, Bray didn't come like I said, and Kevin Owens said, well, I'm going to go backstage and find you if you're not going to come to the ring. And I don't think we saw Kevin Owens on the show for the rest of the night because he didn't make it to the back, essentially. He was attacked by Aleister Black on the entranceway. Aleister Black, Kevin Owens, still going on, still very dull. Why aren't they doing anything better with either of these guys? Bray Wyatt, he didn't get found. There's nothing to say here. Like, the segment did not come to fruition at all, so I don't know really what was the point in it. But I'm sure we will see Kevin Owens on SmackDown next week, continuing his search for Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. Braun Strowman walked into Adam Pearce backstage and said, look, I know there's no Raw Underground, but I'm here and I need a match. Adam Pearce said, look, you're not a member of the roster, so I can't put you in a match. However, I can give you like an exhibition match, like an unsanctioned match. And after Braun Strowman said, whatever, I accept, just give me an opponent, Keith Lee had walked up to Adam Pearce and said, put me in the match, I'm involved. So here's me like an idiot, getting all excited, thinking Keith Lee versus Braun Strowman, yeah, that's gonna be good. We get to the ring, we have a bit of a big man who's stronger kind of tussle between the two, and then both men get counted out. It's just so frustrating. Like, what are they doing with Keith Lee? Even Braun Strowman, what are they doing with him? Keith Lee has had so many disqualification, no contest ends to matches. It's unbelievable. Since his call up, it's just absolutely poor. It's like, if you didn't know what you were going to do with him, why did you bring him here? You should have left him in NXT as a champion. It's really, really frustrating to watch this happen. Anyway, like I say, both men got counted out, so the match didn't actually have a conclusive winner, but I thought it was an unsanctioned match. I thought we didn't need any rules, but whatever. They continued to brawl outside on the ring, and Braun Strowman speared Keith Lee through the barriers on the outside of the ring. However, Keith Lee got back up. These guys continued to fight up the entranceway, and Keith Lee done like a takedown move off the stage into like some protected boarded area on the side of the stage. So maybe we're going to see more of Keith Lee, Braun Strowman, who knows. But this segment was again more or less meaningless. Getting back around to Rollins and Murphy, they had a segment where they both appeared in the ring, and Murphy was meant to give his apology to Rollins, but Murphy didn't bring himself to say it. And Rollins kept pushing for it, grabbed Murphy's beard and told him, you know, say sorry, I made you, all of this kind of stuff. And Murphy just had enough, spazzed out and attacked Seth Rollins. I guess this is a lot of pent-up frustration for the last couple of weeks. They've told a really good story here where Murphy wanted to join Rollins, needed that kind of direction in his life, and now he's kind of got that direction. He's seeing between good and bad and what's necessary and unnecessary, and obviously he's saying that the treatment of the Mysterio family has been very unnecessary, especially in recent weeks, by Seth Rollins. Murphy went as far as to get kendo sticks out, which have obviously been an integral part of this entire story, and was beating Seth Rollins with kendo stick after and after again in the middle of the ring. Seth Rollins eventually shouting out that he apologizes to Alea and the Mysterio family. Murphy somewhat took some mercy on Seth Rollins at this point, which was the wrong thing to do, and Seth Rollins got up and attacked Murphy, picked up the kendo stick and laid some shots in of his own. As Seth Rollins went out the ring to get a chair, all of a sudden Alea was over the body of Murphy saying stop it, telling Seth Rollins to stop and don't continue. The rest of the Mysterio family came out and Seth Rollins just more or less left ringside. So right now it just seems like Alea is kind of caring for Murphy, and she cares for his well-being and for his sanity. There doesn't seem to be any kind of relationship angle coming of it. There probably won't be, especially because of the initial uproar by fans that, you know, Buddy Murphy's this age and Alea's this age and you shouldn't be involving those two in a relationship angle. But it looks like anyway we've got a hard split of Murphy and Rollins, and we knew this was going to come, especially because Seth Rollins is probably going to go on paternity leave within the next 2 months or so. But yeah, this is going to hopefully make a star of Murphy, and he deserves it for the work he has done over the past few months on this particular Messiah angle. We finally got the Women's Tag Team Championship match that we were supposed to get at Clash of Champions. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taking on the Riot Squad. And this was a pretty good match, you know. Riot Squad tried to remain competitive throughout, which is what it's about. It wasn't really a squash, but in the end, they were kind of overpowered by this odd couple. And to be honest, I am really enjoying Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax kind of taking jabs at each other, bickering, not seeing eye to eye, but being able to get the job done in the ring. I'm very much someone that likes tag teams. I like the tag teams to be unison, have a tag team name, dress alike, you know, but every now and again we get thrown together some of these odd couples and it really does work out well, at least in terms of an entertainment value. And this is where I think Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are going. And in the end, Shayna Baszler got the win for her team, putting Ruby Riott in a Kira through the clutch, and Ruby Riott tapped out, passed out. She wouldn't let go. Liv Morgan had to pull her off in the end. And yeah, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax retained the Women's Tag Team Championships. Last but not least, we had Drew McIntyre and the Street Profits taking on Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton, 6-man tag main event. And it was a decent match. I think that Street Profits particularly had a really good showing in this match. Angelo Dawkins when he was in the ring, Montez Ford when he was in the ring, and of course they kept Drew McIntyre last for that hot tag. I think one thing we didn't really see coming though was Randy Orton getting a pinfall victory over Drew McIntyre here. Drew McIntyre hit Dolph Ziggler with a Claymore kick, and as he done his kip up, Randy Orton was laying in wait, hit Drew McIntyre with an RKO and got the pin. So I guess in the next series of matches, little run-ins that these guys are gonna have, Randy Orton has now taken the upper hand. And you know, later on this month we're gonna have Hell in a Cell, like I said earlier at the top of the show, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship in Hell in a Cell. Is Randy Orton gonna win it here? You know, like I said, it looks like they are very intent on doing Randy Orton Edge for the WWE Championship, and then one of them has to have the championship going into the match. And Randy Orton's the one on TV right now. He keeps getting these matches against the WWE champion. So it's looking like he may bring Drew's run to an end, maybe at Hell in a Cell. Guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. So guys, that is my Raw review. I hope you've enjoyed it. We did get a massive angle out of tonight's show with Mustafa Ali being announced as the leader of Retribution. What is going to happen next week is the question. What do you think of Mustafa Ali being the chosen one as the leader of Retribution? Like I said earlier, let me know down below in the comments. Guys, if you enjoyed this review, please make sure you leave a thumbs up as well. And if you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.